where am I going here? Of course, I'm going to take questions. I think I can get to your specific places better if we take questions. Something I just really think is important to not forget out here, and I did say this to Coach because I never said it to him as close as we are, is what the UConn program has done to create this stage for all athletes to come in here and play on is a big deal. And it's really important that that gets acknowledged. And here, even with snow and rain and a tough night outside, these athletes have the opportunity to play on a great women's basketball stage. We didn't come here just to play and be sacrificial lambs, so anybody that watches our UConn games through the years probably just thinks that's all we are. But still, it's just really appreciated for our players to be able to get on that stage and play. I thought our players competed and worked. What do you tell the players right now? You competed. We did a lot of things. We did a lot of technical things you can't do when you're playing against the talent of the UConn program. And this is a talented program, and you hear that cover them daily and yearly. You get to compare years to years. And while there might not be a Diana or a Maya or a Stewie here, this is still a UConn program that's got some of the best players in the country playing for it. So it's one of those things where we've tried to slug it out as long as we could. We just made too many mistakes. The first half, I really thought we should have been closer. We turned it over way too much, and just didn't get the job. And we were close, and then in the third quarter, of course, it just killed us. We got buried in the third. So I'm better off answering questions and trying to get places you want to go rather than rambling on here. But again, I just really do appreciate what this place has done for women's basketball, and I just sometimes think I kind of might get taken for granted.
Coach, can you talk about what Anissa gets out of playing? She doesn't obviously get to play every day against the kind of player that Leah Edwards is. So can you talk about what she gets going up against that kind of competition?
Well, I think like we talked about before, I asked Anissa, how tall are you really? 5'11". Well, I think Nika Mule's 5'11". I think their smallest kid is 5'11". So she's out there battling at 5'11", 6 foot against some really, really big, strong interior players. So I'm not exactly sure what did she get out of playing against this competition. I think it's always great to see, the highest level of competition. We try to schedule high level of competition on a yearly basis. So, but she hasn't seen anything, I think, probably this strong yet until tonight. Well, she is a sophomore, so she got to see it last year. So I just think it's good for her. She's a competitor. She just loves to play against competition, great competition.
Coach, the last time you guys were slated to play against UConn, it was postponed due to injuries. Can you just speak to that process and what it was like, and if you talked to Gino during that time?
First of all, that situation has nothing to do with the score. And again, I'm not trying to be condescending toward the question, so I don't mean that at all. The fact that the game got canceled or postponed and got changed, once the game dates are what the game dates are, you just kind of take it and run with it. So I didn't really think much about it other than it's Friday, whatever night it was, Friday night, or I think we're going to leave on a Saturday to come here for January 8th, and you find out that there's not going to be a game on Sunday. So you find out and you turn that into a positive the best you can and try to get ready for the next game, and then wait for the league to tell you what you're going to play, and then go play. So I don't. And we didn't make much of it with the players. I didn't make much of it with the team. And from a league perspective, this is a COVID rule that was put in during COVID. I was on the Big East COVID, whatever you call it, task force working group that was studying COVID, and I was part of the group that put in the rule that said you can't, we're not going to let anybody play without having 7 scholarship athletes. I think it's exactly the way the rule went. So I hadn't really thought much of it. I really just, once things happen the way they happen, I just kind of take them and go and run with it. I mean, finding a perfect date is not easy. The result tonight, I not once have we even thought about or uttered until the question that we shouldn't have to be. I mean, that never even entered my mind. I mean, we just don't go there. We just. I mean, what the results have been, the results are the results based on what we did and didn't do, not based on the date that we played. I mean, the league's a tough league, and you're going to have fast and tough turnarounds no matter where you are. So I really hadn't thought much more about it other than that. Oh, do we joke about it? Sure, we joke about it. I mean, I'll tease Gino about it and remind him that we've played probably 7 games in my lifetime with walk-ons, but that's not meant to be misinterpreted here. But really, once the league did what we had to do, I never thought twice about it.
You mentioned teasing Gino a little bit. I know you guys are friends, and he's been going through quite a lot this season. How much have you been talking to him?
Well, we don't talk a ton during the season. That's what people don't realize. We don't sit on each other's shoulders very much. I mean, other than just making sure I wish him well. I know that he's hurt or sick or something's going on. You make sure you try to reach out to him, make sure that he's going to be okay, and all that kind of good stuff. But other than that, we don't sit and talk about our. He's going to be a septuagenarian here pretty soon. He's going to join the septuagenarian coaching club here pretty soon. So, I don't have a lot of talk with him about that. It goes with some maladies. Some maladies come along with the septuagenarian coaching club.
Doug, can you just talk about how well UConn's front court of Juhas and Edwards is playing this season, but played against you guys tonight?
Well, they're really good interior players. I mean, the players, our team we know as coaches that they're going to jam this thing inside. They're big, we're small, they're going to come at us inside. Plus the strength of this team is the interior play, is the strength of this basketball team. And we're not a huge basketball team, so we knew that they were going to come at us inside. We're just trying to fight it off the best we could for as long as we could. And again, I really thought we could have come in to halftime inside 10 instead of the 16 or 17 it was. I thought we could have, and we just let that go, let that slip at the end of the half, and we were just trying to get the locker room down 8, 9, 9, 10 at the most, and try to just keep it a game in the third. And then the third, we came out and we're terrible in the third, got our butts kicked in the third quarter, and that was the ball. I mean, any even inkling chance of coming back was killed in the first 3-4 minutes of the third quarter.
Doug, Carl Adamek here.
Hi, Carl.
How you doing? Just slightly off topic, if you don't mind. You helped coach Maya Moore for 8 years with the national team, but you also coached against her, so you have that perspective. Can you talk about what she meant to basketball, the women's basketball, and just your memories of her?
I'm stuttering because she's the ultimate consummate competitor, and she just loved to compete, and she competed with such class and dignity. I mean, my 2006 team with USA Basketball, Maya was on the team, and there were some shenanigans going on amongst the other players, and she already had the strength of character to not get pulled along with the crowd. And probably my favorite Maya Moore story personally is, we have these 10 we wills that we preach and teach to our DePaul program, but I preach and teach the USA Basketball team, and I don't expect a player on a 2006, 18 and under team to remember our 10 we wills. And now you fast forward to maybe 2014, we're training at the United States Military Academy, and we're coming across the big open field at and our cadets,
Black Knights.
Say again?
Black Knights? The football team.
Where the naval midshipmen march, okay? And Maya's walking next to me, and somebody else is there, and she starts rattling off the 10 we wills. I mean, she just starts, and this is like 8 years later, I guess, and she just starts rattling off. Hey, I don't know what other teammates she's saying. You want to hear Bruno's 10 we wills, and she just starts rattling them off. And said, I can't believe you remember those. She said, Coach, they resonated with me a little bit. So I was blessed to be able to coach my at that young age. I was blessed to watch her have the strength of character to stand up, because it was a young group, and it was a young, rambunctious group, a young group full of shenanigans, and they were having a lot of fun. And God, they weren't a bad group of young women, but they were having some fun and pulling some stunts, if you will, that USA basketball wasn't exactly happy about. And she had the character, the strength of character to stand up, and not stand up, but just be her own woman and not be sucked into the crowd. And that was very impressive. We're not even talking about her basketball yet. Her competitiveness on the court was really something to behold. But then, so that's just really kind of just to be able to know Maya and blessed to coach her and have that kind of strength of character. In 2018 or 2007, we won the World Championships of the 19 and unders as our head coach. And again, she's just a champ, just a championship human being and a joy to be around. So I've always, whatever Maya's going to do, Maya's going to do. It's not like you would want, if I could write my script, I'd have Maya play basketball until God doesn't let her play basketball anymore. But Maya has obviously demonstrated she's got a lot higher level agendas in a basketball game, and so she's done what she's had to do. And you just admire her from afar while she's doing it. Ironically, her mom and dad, her grandma and grandpa taught the Chicago public school system at Kenwood High School in the south side of Chicago. And her mom, she does actually have some grandparents in Chicago. Her mother's parents grew up in the south side of Chicago. So, but that wasn't going to sway her to becoming a DePaul. So we never got close to getting her as a player. But she was a joy to be around and a joy to coach.
Hi, Doug. Alexa Philp.
Hi, Alexa.
Good to see you. What do you see as the next steps for Anissa as she goes about the rest of the season and conference play and beyond, whatever else is in store for her?
Anissa is another one of these competitive human beings, and I just admire for her competitiveness. And yet she's still very much a work in progress. I think she's getting better all the time. And she is allowing herself to be coached, so she is a coachable player. And I think she's learning how to blend her innate ability to just go get the ball and be a force around the basket with trying to learn guard skills and the skills, the overall guard skills necessary to make a total complete player. And she's blending that together. And but again, I just love her competitiveness, and you saw her competing out there pretty well tonight until the end. I didn't, we were down to 9, so somebody was going to have to stay on the floor, and I had finally got it off with a minute to go. But she competes, and just this concept of competitiveness, we as coaches thrive on it, we search for it, we lust for it, we want it, and yet it's not always just that simple to find. And she is a true competitor.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Again, you guys are part of this, building this program here. So thanks for helping this program be built and create this stage for everybody to play on. I just wish we would have done a better job of making it more competitive for a longer period of time. Thanks, everybody, for covering those hoops.